I'll be reading my first poetry collection, Vivarium, which I wrote. It was published back in 2016. Give you a brief synopsis. Families survive only in photographs, their souls hiss through scratched LPs. Vivarium is a playful melange of lyric poems, list poems, and dramatic monologues concerned with feelings of entrapment, where relationships and place are both held up to scrutiny and cherished, by turns hypervigilant, deeply sad, murderous and hopeful. Gemma Boyd's succinct poems are infused with honesty and black humour. Hey, what's wrong? It's Buddy. He doesn't like me reading in bed. What's wrong? You're just reading. They feature everyday objects, a paedophile, an actress, a robotic bouncer from 2020, an eBay. Hang on. Start again. Families survive only in photographs, their souls hiss through scratched LPs. Vivarium is a playful melange of lyric poems, list poems, and dramatic monologues concerned with feelings of entrapment, where relationships and place are both held up to scrutiny and cherished, by turns hypervigilant, deeply sad, murderous, and hopeful. Gemma Boyd's succinct poems are infused with honesty and black humour. They feature everyday objects, a paedophile, an actress, a robotic bouncer from 2020, an eBay listing, and moments of freedom experienced through music and a communion with the English countryside. Spiders will hatch and crawl down their mother's legs like so many new beginnings. There's a review there. Somebody wrote for me. Yeah, it's available in most of the all of the main libraries in England, Scotland and Wales. I'm not sure about Ireland. And this is it's a handmade Coptic bound version that I illustrated as well. So I apologise for the bad lighting and the fan in the background, but I'm pretty sure nobody's interested anyway, so okay. Yeah, most of these poems were previously published in magazines and websites, and Double Bass Sonnet was chosen by selectors of South Poetry Magazine, issue 50, to represent the magazine in the Forward Prize Best Single Poem Competition 2015. Let's get a sip of water. Buddy's not happy. Whoops. Celebrity. Nightly she angles the lamps, mutters a prayer to the mirror, then sits down to half an hour of penciling in her eyes. I'm on standby as she scrabbles into her La Perla-drenched overall, gives the wig one last tug, and skips to cuddle her co-star. It must be great being able to bypass the hell rooms, to belong within this haven of fluffy relationships. As she heads, sexy for the stage, a squeezed-out tube of Action Anti-Age drops from her pocket and clatters. I snatch it up before anyone sees. Bap Bop. A juddery exhalation as a tear slipped around his chin, and then nothing. Mum was like a stranger, all red and puffed, but still her cloud breath seeped into my room through pillows shoved across spaces under the door. A juddery exhalation as a tear slipped around his chin, and then nothing. I became an activist, sat at the conference table of myself, inventing logos for balloons to go with manifestos on lung tumour. A juddery exhalation as a tear slipped around his chin, and then nothing. Today, there's a black mucus lurking inside me. That lovely man Bat Bop with the gravelly voice who left me reeling from the head rush of first love, holding an open packet of Rizzlers. A juddery exhalation as a tear slipped around his chin, and then nothing but the acrid smell of his hair. Walking holiday. Northumberland is like a woman. She hides her beauty. A Hexham taxi driver informs me as he drops me off at the Kissing Gate to Northumbria. I strike out alone in the London way, gripless boots slopping, the tussle of my waterproofs startling me each time I turn my head. Mists of trees rise in the valley. I zigzag through rhododendrons, down paths stencilled with dead leaves and part splayed hands of green in search of a stone marked tarn. Unable to find it, I wee over a thistle and salivate for Mars bars. In the sepia froth of River Allen, I see me log rolling on Dad's hikes around Ravenhof Crags. A pretty but useless wall, edging Ginglepot ruin, finally emerges. I'd hug the river for miles, where a sheep collects her crimped lamb, then gurgle laughs me off the hill as the map strung around my neck smacks into my wind-burnt face. Custard. I gaze at my yellow flower wondering. It has bloomed in all my homes throughout the past 5 years, and I decide to make custard. In less than 30 seconds it's boiled and slipped over the rim of the dish, onto the microwave base, reminding me of how we kissed messily. You squirmed your fist into my knickers as I lay, wanting, under the stretched skin of our love. Then I pick at tiny squares of pale swede from last night's dish-in sink, water my yellow flower, and scratch crusty remains of custard off my sleeve. What are you doing now? It's impossible to remedy unrequited love, to take words back, to inhabit a dream, to imagine being dead, to know an angel, to teach a sense of rhythm. Inside the greenhouse, enough blue sky to make an elephant a pair of trousers. Cobwebs in the doorway stick to my eyelashes, and handles of cat-shitty trowels poke out of Dad's homemade compost. A flurry of faded blue china chips and last week's hamster mix, where water piddles through slatted supports into slug gardens with families of 6 wizened in each tray. I spied Dad's geraniums, their pinky faces bowed over double in evidence against us. We'd been playing fire engines, tearing through flower beds with pots on sticks. I remember Grandad's greenhouse, his heavily seeded tomatoes hanging in regimented grow bags, the stifling aroma of broad beans for dinner again. My thumbnail kneads and digs the tough skin hump of my middle finger. From the top of the metal frame, 3 creamy dribbles freeze up into icicles. Passenger song. A woman sits on the number 12 wearing sandals. Her toes leave shiny impressions on leather. Soon her iPhone battery will be flat. Her toenails are a duck egg blue so chipped many of the half moons show. She is getting used to being bumped to work these evenings. Telling Grandma. Ages ago, in the mindless days of triangle sandwiches, countdown and cricket, you gave me this dictionary. It's the only souvenir I have. The chafed navy cover flops open and pages breathe summery smells. I trace your tissue paper cheeks with my fingers. Love, love, affectionate devotion, bear love to, goddamn love. Help me, Grandma, please. There are so many words, too much bullshit. Grandad used to love me in lonely places behind locked doors. Wispy hairs on your dribbling head twitch as you resettle your bones and doze. The dictionary slips from my hands, its spine cracks under shriveled sellotape. Hundreds of mixed up meanings strew across the floor. Improvisation. I hate the way you just lie out there with the polished plane of your back glinting at me, smug in the anticipation that I can't escape you. Coyly, I step out in front of barricades of babbling heads and slide your stiff torso up against me. Group virtuoso announces the 6-4-5, and I forget utterly the rudiments of rhythm, cower behind you, all blubbery breasts and sticky fingers, and plead for inspiration. Somehow I manage to exact from you, with fevered jerks of the bow, a few reverberant groans. Psychotherapy. You're 5 minutes late. No, sorry, I'll start again. Psychotherapy. You're 5 minutes early. Wait outside. Are you desperate for a hug? Buy yourself a teddy bear. Come in, so how you doing? Take it out of its paper bag and twist it into the sitting position. Our time's up for today. See you next week. If its interested but objective smirk annoys you, slice open its seamy crotch with a kitchen knife. Silence is 1 to 8. Confronted in a forest by my younger self, I struggle to convince her it's me. I'm drawn to flimsy flowers caught in glass domes on Grandma's windowsill. A couple holding hands before the waves break. The way you twiddle the corners of pages, the way I turn page corners down. I'll keep writing this because candlelight is warming my face. See the shade of pencil lead, eyes with their glitters pressed out. I want to sleep forever in a box full of cushions. Families survive only in photographs. Their souls hiss through scratched LPs. Feather boa for Philip Harris. All the smells in the room: Dove soap, omelette, newspaper, fresh air, toilet cleaner citrus. You incubate them unknowingly. Each pink tickle you give out a happy birthday. Held close, your warmth is never-ending, twitchy warmth. You are a recycled bird, thick glyphed eyelashes, a naughty laugh in the face of inhibition. November floods 2000. I launch myself off the bus seat like a newborn calf staggering into moonlight, giggly at puddles the size of lakes lapping against wheels. Are we going to make the jump to the pavement? I touch the angel tattooed on my arm. Spewed orange from elderly sandbags, blackening leaves on Oakland's park. Thick blue and red drainage pipes laid long through Chichester disrupt the memory of my days here. I fight the temptation to drift with all of this. Spiders will hatch and crawl down their mother's legs, like so many new beginnings. Just have a sip of water. Away from home. Paris stole me from Damascus, the pearl of the desert. I'm tired and ill. 2 of my children got killed in a fire. Friends play for food and billets gratuits, and I let them pass a bread basket around for money at Shayadel, my house for musicians. Pincher stands with front paws on tapping feet, feeling the beat, and sees off any dog that comes near the cafe, furieusement. The music helps me forget. I gave the English double bassist orange sangria, soup or lentils I'd hoped was delicious to her, a boiled egg and stale pineapple tart. Pincher peed on the floor. Playing with her, I saw Peter get his wings back. I didn't want her to leave. Every afternoon, a loud, electric, beer-grabbing band take over and bang the piano. I argue over price with the man that delivers the drinks, hand out popcorn from the machine in Betty Boop dishes. Long ago I stopped seeing cockroaches running across tables. Avec plaisir, I welcomed Gemma back in with a bunch of bananas. She played her double bass for me and sang. I gave her half baguettes with huile d'olives, cumin powder, special sauce, raising my fingers to my lips by way of compliment. After Peter died, I had to change things around, pushed a wardrobe up against the painting of Canal Saint-Martin. The musicians keep coming. They expect for me to always be the same. Vivarium. He takes the toad tank out for second period, thinking of her running to the bathroom this morning carrying her breasts, and wishes he could see everything at greyhound level again, and that it was how it is in Enid Blyton books. But she never wanted him in the same way, and poster paint, blue skies, green trees with red spot apples and yellow sun don't exist. Stars are smashed dinner plates, rubbish in the river, a spilt board game. He dips a wad of gauze into chloroform, dopes a reluctant toad and then himself. The smell reminds him of the alcohol rub they clean hotel rooms with. He snoozles, thinking of her severed breasts floating down the Thames in a crisp bag, her straight blonde hair, her thinness, knowing she was only ever. The bell rings. He's awake just in time to teach the kids dissection. The Lord within my words. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Psalms 12:6. A grit of phonemes and graphemes, the Lord's words are a cut above the furnace of the earth, a predatory, capitalist language to be obeyed blindly. God is a gene that I was born without. My brand new Bible from Cooper and Jordan Church of England Primary School got lost. a clean slate turned chimera, shielding the hypocrisy of my grandad who tended the lawns of St. Andrew's in Stenning where he's buried. I was there, but I don't remember his funeral, though his words are still Lord, skewering me. Great Auntie Barbara wondered why I couldn't write about nice things. The family shut me down. I wrote poems with flesh-coloured pencils with music, practiced my delivery so my message could be absorbed through skin. Now, without words, I touch. After the divorce, the pipe Dad smoked, mounting stamps. Our puss on no legs in an empty drawer. Roy Orbison and Buddy Holly 78s. The TV remote inside some dodgy shoes. Mum's half-trashed china sheep. My hamster family nibbling all the rugs. Our garage full of Oxfam teaspoons. Georgina's scene of Birmingham New Street. The back gate left open again. Jacket potato, peas and Arctic roll. Jay's heavy metal stench in the hallway. The patch of ground where Happy is buried. Angel for Sue Johnston. Thinking you chocolate in gold wrapper, I pounce. Ouch, shit, you're Sue's doodad, a claspless trinket fixed in flight by a pin jutting from between your wing blades. Ha. I flick you over and am met with a tight smile. Your sex is obliterated by guilt. Why does she carry you? She needs no reminder that she's loved. The silver blotches in your hair from doing the chink and tangle inside her pockets are your best feature. Being earless, you cannot revel in tingle making music, and your leaden torso retains none of the warmth of her inner thigh. You balance on kneecap and wing spike, proudly holding up an empty sphere. The blue sparkly got lost in the wash. I admire you for this. It's as if you're goading me into real discernment of the centres of others. Claybury Park, Ilford, for Thane Tierney. Rotten cabbage spice. Woodpeckers, echoey, early morning drum. Blue and white shard from Claybury Hospital. Centuries of leaves layered underfoot. Handled mirror face nailed to a stump. Bluebell spread. Midge fuzz. Bog. Gold lacquered treetops. Heron's gate. Chewed branch chunk in parched grass. Ruby's spirit bounding. Blood. Tottenham Court Road is the zone of the dead. Homeless, screwed up under cardboard boxes blocking the exit. I stomp up the escalator, away from pleas, desiccated vomit. The flecks and veins in their faces remain, though, scratched on the insides of my eyelids. I can't forget Anne, who keeps everything she owns. Pencils and scraps of correspondence in her hair, bound up tight with a scarf. Or Jimmy, a tearful drunk who calls me a cunt but is really trying to harangue the devil over my shoulder. North Lambeth Day Centre opens onto a cocktail of pongs. Before entering, I toss away my half-eaten apple, imagining that the stench will latch onto it. Hedgehogs at Brent Lodge. Fussy eater, mange-ridden. Granville, great difficulty breathing. Whiskers, laid straight out like Superman. Football kicked by boys and spray painted pink. Mother killed by a lawnmower. RTA put to sleep by Katie. Tubby Dennis thought was pregnant. Black baby force fed powdered milk. Brain damaged hedgehog, very friendly. Fatty licked his feet, couldn't curl up. Stanley, released by Lynn into a walled garden. Lily pads. Wax seals. Sorry, I'll start again. Lily pads. Wax stamp seal at more than arm's length. Compass drawn circle the thickness of a pound coin. Hospital bed with side rails smelling of plastic. Origami lily, a queasy passenger. Tethered lilo with a Barbie sheen. Barge stoppers beneath Sutton Road Bridge. Pray to anything the sky may hold. Taste of refreshers to cross Woodend Road grass for. Strong enough en masse to keep a head permanently under. Frisbees slicing through necks of unsuspecting dog walkers. Green for go button aboard the Starship Enterprise. Coach travel. Ignition of the sun to accompanying strands of Vivaldi's The Four Seasons on a range of creaking instruments. Being in motion without effort, so that the war inside my head ceases, and 100 sit-ups earn me honey on toast for breakfast and a page in my diary dedicated to purpose, the angel card of the week. I relinquish control to the angels. Let them decide my mind path, the smoothness of the journey. I wish I was a smooth person, smooth as in always saying the right thing, smooth as in without an edge, just numb, making cellophane bows out of sweet wrappers for good luck, then life would go banana smoothie. Blue skies ward off another suicide, but McDonald's is next to everything. Chunky mud fields, bushes, trees, high-sided cows, buildings, car parks are reeled off, leaving memories which make me cry, graffitied in large letters onto Vauxhall Bridge. Your laughter lines I can't remember the look of. I still love you rains harder nowadays. I wonder at bunches of flowers tangled in a roadside fence. Distorted pedestrians in the window reflect my need to create chaos. I'm relieved at being boxed in this seat for 4 hours a week. We soar through a sky the colour of blackberry muffins on the way back. All that can be heard is the multi-toned beeping of mobile phones and pigeons crashing. Pound shop dreams. Yes, I did think that Kedleston Hall's blue and gold damask room was stunning, and that visiting Mr. Heron's antiques in search of 18th century chairs to match your other ones made for a fascinating afternoon, but I'd rather have been back in my new Brighton bedsit with non-absorbent tea towels, a knife rusting inside its chopping board, aluminium saucepans which could give me Alzheimer's, bending and banging on the heat. I didn't want you talking at me for hours about why on earth I'm still doing care work when I've got such a good brain. I wanted to be wandering along the London road, buying soft shades, luxury bathroom tissue with Microsoft dimples before having Jackie around for tea. There's nothing like this, waking up in my own place and thinking this is mine, knowing that it took 3 coats of emulsion to cover up Emma's bright pink walls and her glow in the dark spider's web, which I'm learning to like anyway. Thinking out loud. You've got dangerously lovely eyes, you whisper. I adore the pinky space between your teeth and top lip. Your hands, the juxtaposition of perfectly drawn eye lines and mannish trousers. You like mouths tasting of cigarettes and alcohol. Most of all, I adore the way you say no. Groundwork. Getting to know you is like pulling apart a roast chicken, feeling for the tender bits, being careful for the bones. Supporting you is like wearing a baby, wiping sick off my shoulder at the same time as warming milk. Loving you is like eating olives, spitting out stone after stone, an acquired taste. Some days, for Nuna Karep. Some days the sun hurts, but tears dry in its warmth. It illuminates the green splendour we're a part of, reminding us that amidst the shadow of our sorrow, little lives push through somehow, hungry for the light. Some days the rain's a relief. It soothes the rough hand of our pain and reveals to us the blue of today, different again from all our yesterdays, which gather around us like lost angels trying to fit in. Some days blister us with their predictability, and we seek solace in the pit of our dreams. But then, like a dream, we suddenly connect with a fellow traveller who inspires us to love and laughter once more. She who made purple toothpaste potions with me at school is cloud shadows racing across fields. Says, beautiful morning, isn't it, my treasure? Brought dusty Springfield to life for me. Doesn't care that they're Spanish bluebells. Nibbles chalk at Maudsley Hospital debates. Is teaching me how to grow an armadillo coat. Busking on George Street. A waste of space, she shrieks, and tips our stand. We tossed a coin that ruled to chance the rain. Outside, egg-splattered jag. Our sound is grand, though human poo and waft of sick remain. Some loud man with no tongue, he takes a shine. More pence for jingle bells than jazz alone. And Howard used to give people the time. He handed out spare watches saved at home. A purple-necked brown pigeon, always here I call my soul. Puffed up, it answers back, no mind, a feral toddler in its ear. We'll call our new band Foreskin, snickers Pat. Alive I feel around such hovish chutzpah. I'll go where these tunes take me, keep the footspa. Runaway Cafe. Sat up at the bar at La Five Paris. I sip espresso cafe noir and blend into curvilinear lines of Art Nouveau flowers as my diary writing and dreaming begin. With the cafe door closed behind me, I feel released from my family, their fading heartbeats, our communications remaining in knots. The freshness on my skin and pavements washed by shopkeepers before sunup. Shining silver urns and tins in neat rows, more stock emerging from a trapdoor in the floor. I dream of escaping as a jazz musician to Paris from the indelible pang of my childhood, a vibrantly painted but obscure double bass, another sign on the wall in front of me. London Noir, after Accurist by Tina Moran. Super rich, Starbucks, the eye, Tory wankers police this grey town. Here I'm a pawn. Kids do as they want. Some own a gun. Super rich, Starbucks, the eye, Tory wankers chromed and fed from my hands. I know no one who has bent such treasures as these glimmering super rich. Starbucks, the eye, Tory wankers police this grey town here. I'm shaking. Wake. Thrashing about, the sea sticks the spray of old Brighton in my throat. Head first, down from Hove to the Seven Stars I go to Renée Ansel's, the undisputed queen of jazz's wake. Seagulls stand about, pretending not to be interested in stray chips, and I hear strands of her resolutely slow versions of Ain't Misbehaving, Stardust, her always knowing which key she was in. During her Sunday turn at the Albion with the Priory Street Stardusters, she'd ignite the show with More Than You Know, sang to a fantasist conman from Worthing who nearly broke her. Maybe she's climbed up and pushed at the door of some forgotten attic space and taken her throne among stalled herds of dusty pink challenges. But right here, right now, it's like her 90 years of busying about this planet never existed. A debris of dry, foamy brains, cuttlebone, and a bright yellow plastic lid hedge their bets near the meeting place, and the music cushion she made for me with fabric from her shop of 3 decades, Rene's Remnants on Blatchington Road, cheers my bed. Ivor Fireman's original Romany Gypsy tarot wagon has popped up on the pier since I was last here, advertising career, love, happiness, luck, all to be foretold. But what if he tells me I'm going to die? At 81, Rini made it to the X Factor Live finals and blasted Simon Cowler's nasty for letting her struggle up the steps to the stage, reported the Argus newspaper. On the sunny side of the street, I can't give you anything but love. I'll see you in my dreams, performed by friends without her. Back home, I'll dig out her catch of recordings. Russian civilian gas mask GP7 and hose. For fetishistic dress, or preppers, the Soviet Union and later Russia dumped chemical and nuclear substances no one is responsible for across Russia's vast steppes and Siberian taiga, and into the seas from the Baltic to the Pacific, and kept it a secret. Thick butyl type rubber enhances durability, pleasure, and emits a strange smell. Nicknamed My Bloody Valentine, sticks extremely well to skin and unfortunately hair, fogs up a lot. Throughout a fall to the dark side, the mask can move around freely if knocked and collapses into the face, sealing it, and is secured at the back of the neck by a spider harness to protect the wearer from inhaling nerve agents, leading to the contraction of pupils, profuse salivation, convulsions, involuntary urination and defecation, then death by asphyxiation. In Leonidovka, Russia alone, there is enough nerve gas to wipe out every human on earth. The voice amp will muffle, transform the voice, ideal for scaring the crap out of some jerk. Black rubber hose connection, twisted vessel of no function. Over time, the activated carbon ceases to remove pollutants. Dispatched within 1 day. Double bass sonnet after Glass Jaw Sonnet by Gabriele Calvacaresi. Doghouse, Lethal Chump, Lamppost, Magic Trick. Bass Viol, Jaws Theme, Banished from the Bus. Mule Load, Bug Transporter, Hourglass, Wardrobe. Good Wood, Finger Slayer, Lover, Splinter, Boyfriend in a Corpse Bag. Football Target, Cuddleable, Boom-Hearted, Big-Bummed Frump. Bedmate, Nectarous, Charmer, Door Hard, Head Turner. Fragile Beast, Nerve Calmer, Gooseberry, Baby, Sinuses Clogged, Off Red Wine. High Rise, Sentinel, Tough Neck, Scratched Up, Somber, Heartbeat, Living Statue, Swing King, Truck Sides, Turnstile Scraper, Pushchair Cruncher, Creaking Ground Shaker, Escape Pod for Mice, Tourist Prop, Gloomy, Husky Dragged, Soften My Heart. Claybury Park, Ilford, 2 for Janet Lee. Sharp delight at noticing displaced way above the drink-needing park. I'll start again. Claybury Park, Ilford, 2 for Janet Lee. Sharp delight at noticing displaced way above the drink-needing park, a stretched octagon of spider's web stuck like a duster ghost amid an elbowing matrix of frog-heavy leaves. Boris the Bouncer. Date 2020. Name Boris 6. Model number 5. Roboteer Professor Jeremy Wyatt. Employer In Vitro Samba London. Security Supervisor None. Appearance Grenade. Wig colour Platinum blonde. Movement range General manipulation. Features bi-manual usage of thick multi-jointed arms. Binocular eyes. Eye sets in wrists. Special features reprimand proof. Backup clones 3. Strength indestructible. Physical speed 80 miles per hour instantly. Scans human beings for nanofibers, DNA, connected devices, space elevator suitability. Attack method: pinch grip post genital cupping. Violence dissipator method: execution. Decision making speed 8 seconds. Mother's Rant. After the Island by Selina Hill. We feel it's father's brother's fault if we use him to bear them children. As you understand, son, the trees dress to ask for fruit, and maybe we simply want some much healthier men to visit us, to find us, fresh lovers basically. I abseil my rock garden and very often cities, but not men. We don't have or shepherd sheep, and we scale fewer cliffs. Seem out to organise, not ourselves and horses, for their eggs jiggle, and they think of migrating. Don't miss cars like this, the pointed electricity thing, or us and you especially, and they eat glass. If we work ourselves hard, we all do visit another place that anyone comes and belongs at, and we can live anyway.